All right, I think that we're just about ready to start here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with definite and indefinite articles. Okay, so on the left-hand side, a la izquierda de su papel, escribe por favor artículos definidos y artículos indefinidos. Okay, and what this means is that in Spanish, tú necesitas uno o lo otro. You need one or the other. In Spanish, there are four ways to say the. The is a definite article. The is a definite article. What does that mean? It means that you are talking about the chair. You are talking about the table. You are talking about the hand sanitizer. It is a definite article of what you're saying. Does that make sense? It's definite. The boy. Okay? So we're talking about that in Spanish. There's four ways to say the. The is known as your definite article. It is something specific. It is something specific. Okay? And in Spanish, there's four ways to do it. Why? Because everything in Spanish aligns by number and gender. Every noun in Spanish is either masculine or feminine. Okay, which is a little bit different than in English. Okay, el marcador. It is the marker. Every noun will never change gender. A noun is either masculine or feminine. So it's either going to have an el or a la in front of it. Masculine or feminine. And then everything is either going to be singular or plural. Every noun could either be singular or plural. True? True. Okay, so in Spanish, there's an easy way to remember this. And I got this song when Kusky and I were over in the Dominican Republic, Salud, mijo. And it goes like this. Dun, 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 el la, los, las, dun, 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 el la, los, las, dun, 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 dun. Ah, con energía. Muy bien. Entonces, this is what you are going to put in front of your definite articles when you're talking about nouns. So you have a la computadora. You have la mesa. You have el chico. You have los chicos. Do you see how that works? Okay? Now, the other side to that is what you would have with indefinite articles. Now, you don't use both definite and indefinite articles. You have to choose one or the other. Okay? So the same thing goes into play. Instead of saying el, you're going to say un. Instead of saying la, you're going to say una. So if we were going to put this to the test over here to see how this works, okay, rule number 4, and the most important rule up here, rule number 4, you don't use both. No usa ambos. Do not use both. So how it looks is we've gone over 2 verb phrases. Yes? Okay? So if I wanted to go through and say, I prefer to use the computer. Okay? Notice, the computer, here is your noun. A definite article is this. This is your definite article. The. This is your definite article, and your definite article has to match your noun. Just like your subject pronoun, just like your subject pronoun matches your verb, right? Does this all make sense? I has to match the O, yo, o, Tu has to match the as, so on and so forth. Your definite article have to match your noun because of this. It has to align by number and gender. Okay? So you would just go through and write something like yo prefiero, stem changing verb, two verb phrase, yo prefiero usar, and then you would go through and say la computadora. It's a feminine word, it has to match, just like that. Pretty easy, right? So every one of your nouns on that tab on our vocab list, you'll see are either masculine or feminine. Okay, now, could I go through and say, I prefer to use a computer? Do you see the difference?
So you're saying the, you say a?
Right. So instead of using the white computer, I want to use a computer. At this point in time, I don't care. I don't have a lot of time. I want to use a computer. Just give me a computer. I got to write out a paper. Give me a computer. Hey, boom. But, man, that computer doesn't work. I need the computer. I need the MacBook that's going to make this happen. Do you see the difference there? Right? A computer, you would go through and say the exact same thing. Yo prefiero, notice the stem change, usar. Now the difference is, la is right here. So instead of la, we're going to go back and use una, because we're going to substitute the indefinite article for the definite article. So it becomes una computadora. Notice that it's still here. Notice that you don't want to say, yo prefiero usar una la computadora. You don't want to say, I prefer to use the computer, because you sound dumb. And we don't do it in English, so we're not going to do it in Spanish. Does that make sense? So here is your definite article. Here is your indefinite article. A specific computer, a generic computer. Does that make sense? Okay, so that is definite and indefinite articles.